if I see a black pilot, I'm gonna be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
What's up, y'all? So there's so many people crying about this, non-melanated people crying about, the reactions from melanated people, you know, on this topic. And I wasn't going to even comment on it. I was just going to let it slide. But since there's so many non-melanated people who don't really understand, you know, the things that this man, the hatred and the vitriol that this man has poured out into the public, and they don't understand like why are melanated people so, joyful, you know, not really joyful, but you know, it is what it is really. We're not sorrowful that this thing happened, but we're not joyful at the same time. I don't know if that makes any sense to y'all, but this guy is evil. He was pure evil, you see. And I tell you what it is. It's a lot of people, non-melanated people, they need a voice. You know, they don't want to lose their jobs. They don't want to lose their so-called, black friends. You see, so they're not going to speak on it. But when this guy gets on stage and he says the things that he says, just like Trump, Trump is just another voice piece for these people, for these racists, you know. But when this guy spoke, hey, you know, they were so happy. They were so happy that someone had balls enough to say it, you know. And I'll tell you what, I'll tell you what, you know, all of them think the same way. They all do. They all think the same things. It's the spirit that's in them. Most High tells you that. The Most High tells you that His spirit that is in this man is lifted up. You see. Now, why would Most High create something and lie to you about it, about what He created? You see. Think about that. You see. This is why when the Israelites read scriptures straight out of the Bible, word for word, black and white letters on the page. You see, when we read scriptures like that this man, his spirit is not right in him, his spirit is lifted up, you know, that now we're a hate group. But this man here, he can spread all this vitriol, basically dividing the country. You know, Trump divides the country. He doesn't. He's he's doing all these things in inciting riots, but he's allowed to stay in office. You see, but let one of us incite a riot. It's a crime. You got to go to jail. You got to pay a fine. You see, but these demons right here, they can say whatever they want and get away with it. Well, you know, judgment is of the Most High. You see, when you read in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 16, judgment is now. It's not after death. Judgment is happening on the earth as we speak. You see, a lot of people, a lot of Christians don't know that. Judgment is daily, on a daily basis. Your actions, your words, every idle word will be judged. You see, that's the Bible speaking. That's the Most High speaking. That's not my words. So, hey, it is what it is, man. And for all you non-melanated people out there who backs up this man and backs up people like him, you know, hey, your time is coming too. Shalom.